Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2022 as we continue our Journeyman Glory Hunter run here, now in the English Premier League with Newcastle United. And we've got our first two games with this new team here right away. It was only a couple days after we got the job. We're hoping we can start making a name for ourselves quick and in a hurry. The first game is going to be against Southampton, lower ranked team in the league. Hopefully we can start off with a win there. And then we've got an FA Cup match after that. Let's get into the episode. All right, here we are in a game. As you can see, Newcastle currently in 12th spot, a negative goal differential, which does not bode well. Lots of losses under the belt, unfortunately. We're really hoping that we can start to turn this around quick and in a hurry. We do have a couple good things going for us. Even though we've lost a lot in the league, we are doing pretty good in the Euro Cup group. We're actually qualified number 1 in the Euro Cup group. So looks like we get to, I don't know, does that normally get you to skip to the second knockout round? Or is, maybe I'm not misremembering, if even if we'd gotten second place, would we have skipped to the second knockout round? But anyway, we do get to go to the second knockout round. So we skipped the first at the very least. And we don't know who we're playing yet. We're also still in the FA Cup, which is pretty good. We're playing Sunderland right now, which is a championship team. I was looking at Bristol Rovers for a second there. A championship team. So we'll see what we can do against them. And hopefully we can get off to a couple good wins. Although right after that, we play Manchester City and then Arsenal. So a couple tough games right after these two. Hopefully easy games for us. As far as the tactics we'll be playing today, I don't have an assistant manager yet. He's still stuck in the getting his work permit, so hopefully that comes through okay because he looked like a decent assistant manager for us. But here's the team we've got. I mean, we've got a lot of older guys, but they're decent. I mean, they're decent. We're going to try out this formation. Not a lot of instructions. We're just going to see what the guys can do without changing too much. But it's a decent team, just an older team, and we've got to start working on that. We've only got a couple days left, about 2 days left in the transfer window. So as soon as this game is over, we've really got to start buckling down on looking at transfers. I was really hoping our assistant manager would come in here, but it has not happened yet. Let's get into this first game, though. Really, I mean, what else can we do until we see the team? We've got to see what the team can do before we can make any more judgments about what's going to happen after that. This season, this is our 7th season, right? It's going to be a little bit shorter season because we're already halfway through the season. But hopefully with some of the FA Cup and the Euro Cup games, we can extend it a little bit, get a little bit more content out of it. Got some motivation out of the team. That looks good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get in here. Replacement. Okay, Lucas Hernandez is one of our central defenders. He just got injured. So, yeah, we'll see light. That's fine. Come on, guys. Let's get off to a really strong start here. We really, really need this. It is a home game, though, so that bodes really well for us. Hopefully we've got a lot of fans out there excited to see their new manager do his stuff. Maybe. Southampton's showing up today. We got the better possession at the moment, but nothing yet. No highlights yet. Wow. I mean, it seems like we're playing relatively well defensively, but we are not getting any sort of offensive push at the moment. Wow. First half, extremely boring. We're trying. Okay, well, they didn't like that. Apparently, Romero is aggressive at the moment. All right, we're going to get a free kick here for us. Yes, for us. Oh, come on. We need that. We needed that goal there, guys. Finally, we get to hear the fans cheering a little bit, though. All right, there's Lamptey. I have to learn these guys. Romero up to Lamptey. Gets it to Kluivert. Goes for goal. Kind of a crazy thing there, but he did turn it into a corner kick. So here's hoping. Although I have not set up the corner kicks, I haven't done much of anything. Hopefully we can. There's Ndidi, Lacroix over to Aarons. Gets over here to the side. Oh, back heels it to Vieira. Oh, gets it taken away from him. That was not good, guys. Thankfully, Romero was able to chase that one down, but that was the end of that highlight, if you can call it that. There was not much there. All right, 60-minute mark. Let's get a sub here. Looks like the pay is struggling at the moment. We don't have an assistant manager to recommend anybody. We're being Saint Maximin. His average rating at the moment is slightly better. Maybe he'll do something. I think we get 3 subs in the Premier League, don't we? Come on, guys. Okay. Aaron's, even though he's playing really well, is a bit tired at the moment. Although we don't really have anybody that can come in for him. At all. You're going to have to play it out, my friend. Man, we've really got to get some depth here. Romero is very aggressive at the moment. We're bringing Lighty in here. Or Light. We'll just say Light. The aggression worries me a bit if he's going to get us get thrown out of the game here soon. We're going to demand a bit more. I feel like we should be doing better than this. And we're actually going to pump us up to attacking. We are the home team. I feel like we should be more aggressive here. Goodness. Nothing. We basically have very few players that can come in here right now. Masters can play as an attacking midfielder or midfielder. I guess we'll try about one of our midfielders. Get us a little bit, some fresh legs here. Socek can come in here. I'm actually going to do one more thing. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, here we go. Oh, no, don't. Guys, I'll give him a freebie here at the end of the game. He played so well. That was a little bit dangerous. Don't think it went over the line based on the shadow. Could be. It's hard to tell. All right, looks like we're good. Just to make sure we can't do any more transfers, right? Okay, good. Just making sure there were 3. I mean, I could look at the rules, but I just wanted to, it was an easier way to check. Gonna throw in here for Southampton. Come on, guys. Come on, team. Oh, no. Good save there. Gonna be a corner kick, though. All right, good clear out. I mean, we're going to end this in a draw? Not super ideal. I mean, a point's a point. It's not a loss. But not super ideal. We must improve, though. I agree. I mean, if we're going to be one of the top teams, we've got to improve. I mean, I think they technically moved us up 1 spot, which is interesting. But, and we're still in striking distance of these. We're not out of it yet. We've still got a chance here. We've got to do some good transfers, though. Yes. Yeah, I guess we'll say. I mean, to be fair, his defensiveness was great. I mean, I'll give him credit for that. Let's get in here, get into the press conference. I'll just zip through this real quick. I want to make sure they know that I'm attending the press conferences. We'll be back for the second game. Hopefully we have a better game against Sunderland here. I mean, it is a lower ranked team, or lower division team, I should say. So hopefully that gives us a better chance to get a win under our belt, but we'll see. And between now and then, though, we also have to do the transfers. So I will let you know what that looks like when we get back. All right. We had a pretty busy transfer deadline day trying to get some semblance of players in to cover some backup roles and things like that. We did not get any starting players at all that I can think of. I mean, we might have a couple players that might rotate into starting spots as time goes by, but they're not our first pick necessarily. We did get a lot of backup players, though, because I felt like that we were lacking in a few spots, especially after some predetermined sales went through. Let me turn off my camera for a second, and you guys can see on this right-hand side. We'll start with the right-hand side. There was 5 transfer outs on deadline day. A couple of them were loans. We could obviously get those back if we needed to, so I'm not worried about those. Fitzpatrick here went out. He was one of our right defenders. This is a predetermined transfer before we got here. So all 3 of these were. Fitzpatrick went out. I mean, probably not the best player in the world, so I'm actually okay with the fact that he left. And we got, what did we get, like $5 million for him? 5 mil, 4.8 going up to 9.5. Sure, sounds good to me. I wasn't somebody that I was too worried about. Zidane over here went out for 1.7 mil. This one, this one I did do because we did have like 4 goalkeepers, and I was like, let's get rid of one of them. And this is the one that was easiest to get rid of for a little bit of money, not a ton, but something. This is the other one. Light though was one of the ones that I did not do, and I could have canceled it, but it happened early enough in the transfer window, the deadline day window. It was like hour 15 or something like that left. That I was like, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and do this. It's already approved. It's already taken care of. It's a good chunk of money. Maybe I can spend this money into some stuff for us to bring back in. And I did a little bit of that, although there was a little bit money left over that I was hoping to spend, and we just couldn't do it. But anyway, Light goes out. He goes to Man United. So a rivalry within the division. Maybe not the best idea in the world, but again, this was kind of predetermined before we got here. Would have been a good guy to keep, probably. Especially seeing as we paid 51 million for him a couple years ago. We only got 29 mil back, but he was one of the older ones, right? 29 years old. I mean, not especially old, not like 30 plus, but you know, trying to trade him out to get some new guys in felt like a decent move. And I'll be honest, I think we got a player in that might be relatively equivalent, or at least a close enough. And we've saved about half the money. We only paid about half the money for him. So we'll look at him in just a second, but that was the transfers out. As far as the transfers in, we have a bunch coming in, right? We have a bunch. In fact, let me turn my camera back on because I can be back for this. All right, so transfers in, starting with Kyd Gordon here from Liverpool. We paid a pretty big chunk of money for this guy. He comes in as a right attacking midfielder, left attacking midfielder, or striker. Only 2.5 star current ability, could go as high as 3 star. Probably paid a bit much for him, quite frankly, but I really just felt like we were missing depth in all 3 of these places, and the fact that he could cover all 3 made me feel like he was worth trying to grab. Again, did I overspend on him? Maybe, but it's hard to tell sometimes until you really get in here and see what we can do. I had to take a little bit of a gamble on a few of these guys because we didn't have full scouting knowledge. My scouts had basically a week to give me some information, and so I took a gamble on a few of these guys. That one we might have taken too much of a gamble on. We'll see. We still, like I said, we needed the depth in all 3 of those spaces. Maybe it's okay. Bobby Sean comes in here from FC Lorient, another guy that I couldn't scout, but I know he can play against PSG, and PSG is as good, if not better, than a lot of the teams in the English Premier League. So I know he can play at this level. He comes in here. Obviously, we only paid 1.4 mil for him. It was a really, really cheap bargain. Again, another guy that can give us depth all over the place. We're currently rating at like this right here doesn't show up right. When I actually look at him within the squad window, he shows up as a 2-star. So 2-star player, not amazing, but we know he can play. We know he can play at this caliber, even if his rating is a little bit low. Didn't cost us a lot of money, so it was like, you know what? Let's go grab somebody we know can play, and to fill in some of those spots as well. So that's why he comes in here. We got Stoddard here from Chelsea. Pretty low price overall, 5.5 mil up front, 8.25 over time. He comes in as a pretty low rating, current ability, central defender, but he has the potential to grow and become fairly decent. And we have a lack of youngsters, and I felt like getting another youngster in here would be good. Again, a little bit of a gamble. When I was grabbing him, it said 3 stars, but 1.5 of those stars were white. I was like, well, maybe he'll be a 2-star player. 1.5 stars, okay, fine. But again, he's still going to be somebody that can grow and get better, and I think we can make the money back if we don't end up using him that much. Again, gambles, lots of gambles here. We brought in Neto here, coming in from BRG. He's a current 2-star, could go a little bit higher. Could actually, current saying it could be as high as 4-star if he develops in. I think we have an optional fee for him and the other guy that I'm about to show you. Actually, we do have optional fees for both these guys. So if they turn out to be decent players, then we could always bring them in permanently. But he comes in on the left. Again, depth. Just someone to bring in some depth. Hilson is the guy on the right-hand side from Sheffield United. Again, 2 stars. Could be pretty decent on the as well. Comes in on the right. Just again, depth. And he's also got an optional fee that we can pick up. And we'll go over that if we end up triggering that optional fee at the end of the year. Lenardi comes in here from Roma. He is a striker, and he comes in here. He can also play on the right-hand side if we need to, or as attacking midfielder, but primarily a striker. Again, only 2 stars current ability, but could grow as well. So again, another youngster, could develop into somebody pretty good. Depth. Again, really, that's the word of the day, is depth. if we got an injury, I'd rather have a 2-star player than someone who can't play at all. You know what I mean? Like, we have to have people that can play in some of these roles. Broyar comes in here from Sevilla. Sure. Another 2-star player, could go a little bit higher, could be developed into somebody good, youngster. And again, back to that word of the day, depth of a player that could be pretty decent if given the chances. And we just need to have somebody in that spot. Another player that we picked up, I didn't intend to get 2 players from the same place. He's just one that popped up. Now, this is the replacement for Light over here. Maitland-Niles comes in. Another good thing about Maitland-Niles, we'll get into it in just a second, but Maitland-Niles comes in. He can play everywhere, just about. Like, literally the only role I can see that he can't play is a striker. So he comes in as an optional depth, primarily probably on the right side. Could play the central defender if we absolutely need him to. Could play on the left, could play midfield. Just very versatile depth. He's 30 years old. Obviously, we're not expecting a ton out of him, but the other huge benefit that we got from him that made me want to go ahead and pull the trigger and pay even potentially a little bit more money is that he is a homegrown in the nation of England player, which means he counts towards that value, which means we're able to get him in as an extra player on top of everybody else. If he had been any other nation, we would have been able to bring him in. But because he's a homegrown in the nation player for England, and there's a stipulation for that in England, then bringing him in actually filled that. I was willing to pay a little bit extra money to just get an extra good player that could come in here and do some stuff. So if we go over and look at the squad and registration, you can see what I'm talking about. Minimum of 8 players trained in, this is, isn't this the one for, okay, this is Premier Division. Okay, I'm sorry, I was looking at it wrong. There was a couple more lines before when I was looking at it, but I guess this is it. Anyway, so minimum of 8 players trained in England for 3 years before 21st birthday. So that's where where Maitland-Niles comes in. We were already at our limit, without, like, basically, we were at 5. We couldn't bring any more players in unless they were homegrown at the in the nation. So that's what we brought him in for. And there you go. So there's our team. Bobby John's obviously pretty low down here, but I mean, we know he can play. So I'm not worried about the star rating. I'm kind of ignoring the star rating for him because I know he can play and we're not paying him a lot of money. So it's just, again, depth. Speaking of depth, let's go look at actually the squad depth. I still don't have my assistant manager. So we're basically doing this basically off of somebody. Don't know who. But I'm going to trim up a few things here. We got Neto over here on the left. Maitland-Niles. We'll leave Maitland-Niles in there where he can play all over. This Kona guy is just one of our, who knows. Gomez, we'll get him off the list. Ramiro, he is not registered. So there's our goalkeepers. There's this. Let's see. Hilson, we're not going to be playing him probably in the midfield, although he can. I'm just going to trim him off for now just so we can look at what we've got. Maitland-Niles. Honestly, we'll leave Maitland-Niles in there for now. I'm just going to trim him off one side and Broyar off the other. So there's that. Lenardi will most likely play as our striker. And then I'm going to move Maitland-Niles off of here. Hilson can come off of there. And Lenardi come off of there. There we go. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So Maitland-Niles can fill in a few spots. Obviously, as we can see, we can fill in for 3, technically 4. But let's say 3 main spots that we'll probably fill him in for most of the time. Neto and Hilson come in as backups for the left and the right. Central defender. I mean, we do have more people that can play in these, but these are like, I was trying to trim off people that were going to be starting in other places or playing in other places more often and see like the bare minimum kind of skeleton depth that we have. So having 3 players, total of 6 players that can play midfield, not bad. Again, Bobby Chan could technically be back there. A few other guys could as well. And then we've got 2 players in each of those spots. So that's kind of how I broke it down. I trimmed it down saying, who's the best player in each of these spots? Who can we get as a backup? Where are we missing? If somebody's playing over here, then technically can, Depay can play as a attacking midfielder in the center. But if he's playing there, then he's not playing a striker. So the fact that he's here is just, he can play wherever we feel like playing him. But I wanted to kind of see the idea of the depth. So there's our team. I mean, but here's the other thing, though. England is, you only have 25 players if you had 8 players that were homegrown in the nation. We don't. So we only have 23 players because we have 2 less of those homegrown nation players. That's not a lot of players to choose from. England is not easy as far as you just don't have depth. If you get people that are injured or struggling or anything like that, you're out of luck. It is what it is. We've got spoiled in France where we could have like 50 players or something like that. So it's definitely different, definitely interesting. And we'll see what we can do. We did not improve the quality of the squad at all, unfortunately, as far as the starters. But hopefully by improving a little bit of the depth, we can survive. is really the goal. Survive to the end of the season. Anyway, today is the game day for the game against Sunderland. Let's get into this and see what we can do. No real major changes, I don't think, to the squad here. We got Mignon. How you say? Where is he from? He's French, so probably Mignon. Do you have another name? Mike. All right, we're gonna change you. Just because I don't want to abuse your name, my friend. We got Mike here. Mike, our goalkeeper. I love it. Lamptey on the left, Aaron's on the right, Romero and Lacroix in the middle, Weigl and Ndidi in the midfield, Kluivert and Vieira on the wings with Junio and Depay in the advanced playmaker and deep line forward spots, respectively. There we go. Let's get into this. Do we like how we got this set up? Got a defender right, left. We got a defender on the right. We've got a striker. We've got a midfielder. We've got another midfielder and attacking midfielder. So I think we're good. I think this looks pretty good. We should have enough depth for covering pretty much all the spots. Oh man, that transfer window took forever. It took me a couple hours to go 15 hours in game. Took me a couple hours in real life to just work through that and try and scrape and claw and find anybody and everybody we could get. Favorites for a reason. Okay, one person got motivated over that. Go, Mike! We would really like to get us an assistant manager someday. That's my dream. Look, Sunderland is in a league below us, but they're like third in their league, I think. So this is not a gimme game. This is not going to be an easy game necessarily. We can't just expect that we're going to win if we're struggling right now. I'm not even sure what formation we should be settling on. We'll see how this game goes. I'm not super convinced that the formation we're looking at is the right one. Of course, that might affect how some of the players that we've brought in for depth, but we'll just work with what we got. All right, there's Vieira with the ball. He's going to get it over in the corner. Oh, he's going to get tackled away almost. There we go. Junio comes up with it. Back to Vieira. Oh, no, he does get it taken away. That was really silly play, guys. Oh, and that was really even sillier play because Depay picking up that pass from the other team, just sitting there waiting for it. Really dumb play from Sunderland. Oh, that would make me so angry if I was on the other side. So bad. So bad. Good for us. Really bad for them. All right, looks like we're getting a free kick here. There's Romero. Oh, yes. Go. No, don't take that one away. That one was good. Romero wanted to leave. I put the value at 77 million. I was like, we get him sold for 77 million. I can get a couple players for about half of that each. He did not end up leaving, as you can see. But that was worth a shot. I mean, I'm glad he's here. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad he stuck around, as I think he's going to be a good player for us. But sometimes you take what you can get for players that you can turn around and turn it for two really good players. Two 40 million pound players would be probably better than a 180 million pound player. Depending on the spot, I guess. And depending on what kind of players you can get, obviously. LaCroix, you're offsides, buddy. What's going on, guys? Where's the stop going offsides instruction? Oh, he was way offside, so you don't have to look at the VAR. Yeah. I mean, like our entire team is standing offsides of them. Like, what were they thinking? The goalkeeper does not play you on, guys. That's not how that works. Even I know that. All right, well, we're up 1-0 at halftime. It's a start. I want to get another gear out of them. I think that's correct. I would like to win this game by at least 2 goals. I think that's what we should be winning this by. All right, we got some subs to do. Looks like Ndidi is injured. Let's bring him out of here. Let's not risk him. We're bringing Souček. That's the what I'm going to go with, and we're going to stick with it. So Souček comes in here. All right. Well, lots of guys on 6.3. Anybody coming for Junio? St. Maximin. can come in. We'll bring him in here. Oh, I do want to turn on a bit of time wasting just to try and get this game done with. Not very exciting play so far, but I mean, we're just getting started. Max Aaron's not playing well. Let's bring in... let's give Hilson some game time. I did not hit the wrong right button. That's okay. Oh, I meant to go... Let's go full time wasting for these last few minutes here. Can we get this victory? Uh-oh. Come on, guys. We'll get them back in this game here. All right, clear that one out. There we go. Memphis coming back for it. Oh, gets tripped up there. That was not good play, guys. There we go. Vieira over to St. Maxim. Memphis with the ball. Oof. Interesting trajectory there. Oh, there we go. We got the victory. Wasn't pretty. I was like, Memphis? Who's Memphis? Memphis Depay. Interesting that he goes by his first name. Well, I'll go with Memphis. But, yeah. Interesting. I mean, we got it. But wasn't necessarily as pretty as I would like. I think we've got some work cut out for us to try and figure something out here. Some tweaks to the formation, something. But it's a win. A win is a win. Got a little bit of money for that. To pay, obviously, was the one shining light with his one goal. And hopefully someday we get us an assistant manager. Well, there you go, guys. That is the first two games of our time with Newcastle here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll come back pretty quickly, probably. Probably come back here for the FA Cup 5th round. Since we're in it for the FA Cup and we're in it for the Euros, we'll probably show a little more of those until we get knocked out. So expect that. FA Cup and whatever else I'd assume. Maybe Leicester here. We'll see. But time at Newcastle. I just remember something. Let's see. I was mid-training or studying for my Continental Pro. Did I get it? I got the Continental Pro. Okay, good. So we're good. We're good. We're done on licenses. So feels pretty good there. Let me know what you guys think about the Newcastle move, guys. I'm pretty excited to be here. I'm happy to be, I think it's gonna be fun. It's different, definitely different than playing in France, but we started in England. So we're kind of a little bit first full circle, but we're not going to win it all with England. We're not going to win the league. I don't think with Newcastle, I should say, we're not going to win. I don't think we're going to win Champions Cup with Newcastle. I could be wrong. I'm not giving up by any means, but I say we give this a couple years, see if we can at least get a Euro championship and get us a little bit more reputation. That's the goal. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to our first channel member ever, Telrenar. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.